Hello and welcome. This is Chris Ann. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chris Ann. If you watched my video yesterday, we made a whole collection of stencils. We made our own stencils, and I showed how I make super simple stencils a very simple, easy way. So go check that video out if you haven't already. And today we're going to be using our stencils to create things. So we are going to be using these three sort of layered blobs. Let's see, I had a certain way that I layered them. Well, anyways, we're going to layer them. And then what we're going to do is we are going to stencil them and we're going to create these. So I made sort of a whole bunch of these. Now these I did, as you can tell, just in blues. I have some other colors here. We're going to play around with some other colors later. We're going to make some cards. Now these, let me pull it out. So these cards can be used as greeting cards. This obviously isn't finished. This is just the layering of the stencil. Once the card is completed, you can use it as a greeting card. You could use it in your journal as some hidden journaling space. You can tuck this into a corner tuck, put it behind a belly band, all of that fun stuff. So these can be cards. They can be used in journals, whatever we so choose. So for my supplies, I have some cardstock, 8.5 by 11, cut in half to create my cards. I have my stencils that I created yesterday. I have my blender brush. This is a makeup brush that I did get from Dollar Tree many moons ago when it actually was $1. That's how long ago. We are going to be using some VersaFine Clair Nocturne for our stamping, not the blending. For the blending, I have VersaFine Clair Warm Breeze, VersaFine Clair Paradise, Memento Bahama Blue, and Memento Paris Dusk. We will also be using Elements by Lavinia Stamps Merlot, Elements by Lavinia Stamps Olive. And then I have these. I got these on, I got these quite a while ago on Temu, actually. So this is Piano Black and Yellow. These are the ones that come in the tins. So we're going to give those a try. And then, you know, I have all the coordinating brushes that go with those. For our stamps, I have a collection, but the first one we're going to be using is by Stampin' Up, and it's Whale Done. We are making a card for my son. So let's get started. Let me move some of these things out of my way. I am going to pre-fold some of my cardstock. I am out on my desk. I did not bring my bone folder out here with me, of course. So let's just get a bunch of these pre-folded. You know, I like to do things in sort of a assembly line fashion. And once I get all my steps a little more concise and sort of easier to have everything flow, the better it is for me. All right, let's just do one more. Now I made a whole bunch of these just stencil bits, whole bunch, last night because I was trying to get ready for this video. Now you can decide to hold it this way or you can hold it this way. It's up to you. I am going to do it in this fashion, just so you know, going forward. Now, for these, I did leave the color on it, so you could see which way I'm holding it. Holding it those ways, going up. But we are going to start with this one. Now, I did make them to fit on my cardstock for greeting cards. That was sort of what was in my brain when I was getting all of these created and made. That was the size that I was going for. You know, when you're creating your stencils, maybe you have something else in mind for you. Do what works for you. So this is that Memento Paris desk. This is my dark, almost navy blue. Let's see, where will we tap off this? Let's just tap this off over here. I know it's probably out of camera range. You can tape this down if you want. I live dangerously. I'm just going to hold it. When I stencil, I am keeping to the edge. I am not doing the middle. So I start off, come in. I like to work in circles. There. Oh my goodness, I used it upside down. Darn. Yeah, okay, let me get this wiped off. Hold on. Hold on. Here, I thought I was using it right side up. That's a bummer. Okay, just getting it all wiped off. All right. That is a lesson in what not to do. Let's start over. It's just paper. Let me just give it one more wipe. I'm wearing my grungy crafting clothes. I'm just wiping it on me. I don't have a cloth here. So let's start that over again. Let's get this relined up. There, I'm happy with that. Just going around the edge. Much better. Okay. Next one. I want the next biggest size. And you know what? I am going to wipe this off before I even get started. Once again, I'm wiping it on my my pants. All right. And my next color is Paradise for Sinclair. Yes, I am mixing the colors on my brush. They're all shades of blue, so it doesn't faze me. Okay, so because I can see right through this, I can see where I want to get this lined up. I am only sticking to the edge. There. And let me wipe this one off just to be on the safe side. Okay, and this is the smallest one of the group. And this one I'm going to do in Warm Breeze. And let me tell you, it is warm out here on my deck. I'm getting a warm breeze. Now this one I want to fully cover. Yeah, I know I'm getting a lot of those little lines, but that's okay. I'm going to be rubber stamping this. There. See how simple? Super, super, super simple. Let's do a couple more of these and we'll stamp them all together at the same time. So let me put that over there. Let's get that here. Let me get the ink. Let me tap. You can see that, yeah. I'm tapping a lot of that off. You know what? I did bring my new Stampin' Up mat out here. And I haven't checked to see which side is clean or not. This, I'm going to use this side as the dirty side, and I'm just going to wipe my brush. in that. And I'm going to pick off a lot of the fuzzies. We'll just leave that there. Okay. Normally I put like a little bit of water there. I do have a water bottle here. I can add a little bit of water when I get to the stamping part. So let's start over. We're going to do the Paris Dusk. Just going around the edge. There. Move to the next one, which is Paradise. Ink that up. Tap it off on the stencil a little bit. There. And then my last but not least one is going to be VersaFine Claire Warm Breeze. And yes, I'm covered. Covered. And I'm happy with that right there. See, I'm getting the Stampin' Up! Little hairs. Okay, there. So we're gonna stop there. I was gonna do a couple more, but you know what? I have a whole bunch done. So let's do some stamping on these. Let me tap away some of those little hairs from this thing. Okay, I want to do, oh darn, I forgot to bring my stamp block. Of course. I am going to stick this on the lid because I forgot to bring my stamp block, which means I'm not going to be able to see what I'm stamping. This is the whale. Let's see. Let's do the whale right here. So we're making a card for my son. My son just went on a job interview literally moments ago, and he got hired. Let's wipe that off over there. So, yay! Got a job. Maybe I'll use this lid. So I'm very excited. So there's one in here, it says, well done. So we're gonna give him that card. And this is the sort of seaweed and grasses. Now, if I wanted to keep this within this, I can put my stencil back. And I can stamp my grasses so they stay within this. And then let's do some grasses on the other side too. But first, I have a little bit of coral. I wanted to line the bottom with some coral. How does that one go? Yeah, that one goes that way, okay. So I'm outside in my art space out here. I'm getting covered. And I do not have adequate supplies. Like a stamp block. There. And then let's do some of the little grasses. Put that back over here. There. Cool. All right. Should we do some like little fish or something? Let's see. There. Okay. I'm good with that. And on the inside, I'm going to do whale done. Oops. I have it right here. This one. Actually, let's do it this way. My fingers are so inky because I don't have a proper stamping block. There. Awesome. There's the card. See how super simple it is? Now, I do suggest your hands be a lot cleaner than mine are. Let's do a couple more. So there's this one. Let me grab some of these. See, I think I want to hold it that way. There. Let's do a couple of these guys. And let's do some coral. And for the coral, I think I'm going to bring back the stencil. I'm holding this one differently than the stencil. If I can line it up. How am I not lining this up? What did I do? Why am I not lining this one up? All right, I'm good with it there. I need an actual stamping block. There. There's that one. And then I'll mount on a card later. All right, let's clean this off. Yeah, these are not coming out anywhere near as good as I wanted them to because I don't have a block. Let me see. You know, I used to have a block out here, but I think, let me look real quick. Yeah, no. I am not seeing. see in my Stampin' Block? I see some other, let me see if it's, nope, it's not in that. Oh, darn. Okay, well, let's keep going. You know, I have some other stamps too. Too bad I don't have other blocks. Let's see what these are. So I have some flowers. I have that one. Let's do that one. Garden birdhouses. Hopefully it will come out okay without a stamping block. I don't know if that's going to fit. Get my stencil lined up. I'm going to ink up the branch. I don't think there's a right or wrong with the branch. There. And now let's do some birdhouses. Let's put all these back, getting me more covered. Let's see. Oh, there isn't a flying bird. Those are pretty. Let's do those. Okay, let's put this back. To clean this, I'm just going to run it under water. I don't think I'm going to line this up right, but you're going to get the idea. Oh, not too bad. And let's do some flowers down at the bottom. There. That's cute. You see how versatile these backgrounds can be. Mostly it's make stencils. This is how you can use them. This is what you can do with them. I know my stamping is coming out terrible because I don't have a block. Put some jellyfish away so I don't lose these. Put the fish away, put the whale away, put all of that away. Okay, good. Now, let's do one with multiple colors and then we'll do a flower over it. Let me wipe my hands off on my pants. Filthy, filthy. All right, hopefully I will not get ink all over this. Yep, I did. So let's flip it over. I just want to show you this technique. We are going to do, and I'm going to wipe these off on my pants. We're going to do just 2 of the stencils. Where's my other stencil? Yeah, let me get this wiped off too, so I can be ready. So you don't have to use all three. Just because we made all three doesn't mean you have to use all three. Let's just use two. Let's do some green and some purple. I know they don't really match, but for our conversation's sake, it's gonna match. I'm starting with the darkest color in the background. Wipe my hands off again. And you know what? If we wanted to hold this one, let's hold this one this way. I mean, it doesn't matter how I stencil it, but in my mind. See, I'm picking up some of the blue, which actually, I don't mind. There's that. And let's do the green. And now I'm going to fully fill it in. There. Kind of cool. Now let's get some of these. So this one is flowering tulips. Oh, you know what? I think I had another. This one. Flirty flowers. Oh, this is brand new. Well, that one's been used. I am just covered in ink. Hold on. Let me wipe everything off. Okay. And we're going to do that in the VersaFine Clair. Now we're going to stamp this one a little bit differently. Other than the fact I don't have my Stampin' Block. But I'm talking about the orientation of the stamp. This one I am not using the stencil to stencil off what I'm stamping. Darn, I got that. How'd I get that? Ugh. But you get the idea. Let's do another one with the blues. Okay. Doing my video and my phone's ringing. I'm using my headphones. So these are, that one got all messed up too. These are still the Anchor headphones. So you can let me know what you think of them. Okay. There. See, it looks pretty, just sort of like having this as a background. Now, if I wanted to come in with some words, over there, let's wipe that off. You make me happy. This is so simple to create really simple, easy backgrounds. Now, if I miss a spot on the stamping, I can come in with a black pen and I can fill it in. So this is how you use those stencils that we created yesterday in that video. So in the future, I will be doing more videos using these stencils, hopefully with stamping blocks. Can't believe I forgot that. And we'll be having a lot more fun creating some things. So we have this one, this one, this one. I like that one. That one. And that one for my son. So we got a lot accomplished today. This is basically just seeing how you can use the stencils, coordinating with different colors with those stencils, and doing very simple stamping techniques. My stamping came out terrible in this video, as I'm sure you can tell. It is the technique that I'm trying to show you. So once I get my stamping blocks, things will flow a lot better. It is so darn hot, I just can't deal today. So bear with me and be gentle with me. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for, I am at over 800 subscribers. So I'm super excited about that. I would love to double it. So thank you so much. Take care and be free.